Welcome to Coffee and Candor, episode 5?
Episode 5, yeah. So, I want to talk about internet challenges, which can easily devolve into the most ridiculous conversations ever, but we're going to brave it anyway. So, I don't know who comes up with these dumbass challenges, but I bet they're not
way too much time.
I bet they're not the ones doing them.
Yeah, I know.
The one that comes to mind first is the Tide Pod challenge. So I'm going to throw this out there that if you get a hold of a Tide Pod, you should probably know what it's for. And eating is not it. So if you ate a Tide Pod and bad things happened, you brought that on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know who the first person to hear about the Tide Pod challenge was and think, I'm sure it's fine. It'll be fine. They wouldn't lead me astray.
Oh, God.
It had to be like a truth and dare thing or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, one thing, I think when the internet challenges really started, most of them were forced, you know, they were for a reason. They were for a
Right,
charity
like the ice bucket
Now it's
ALS
just like,
challenge.
Do this challenge so we can all laugh at you.
Yeah, you know, there was the the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
And
I don't know anyone. Oh, wait, I do.
So,
Yeah.
well, no, all right. So my daughter introduced this to me, and I was like, well, I can do it because I can do anything. And I was wrong. Very, very much wrong. Because what happened, and there's a video out somewhere, I had this massive spoonful of cinnamon. I put it in my mouth. And
You have to breathe.
Since it's powderized, the second you breathe, it infiltrates all of those airways.
You know the difference between us and the Stevens?
What's that?
We don't do challenges.
I've done a couple.
See, I
I
don't.
did
He did that one where you snort the condom.
No, I did the ice bucket thing.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah,
one.
we did that.
One day I thought what was it, the cracker challenge?
What is that?
It's like where you try and put like 4 crackers in
You
your
just,
mouth at
that's
one
like
time.
normal for you.
But, not funny.
I thought you were gonna say it's like being white in public. That's the.
But yeah, no, it's like 4 or 5 crackers and chew them all up at one time without taking a drink. And I'm thinking, what big deal? Yeah, no, that's hard.
All right, there is.
Like the first one starts to chew, the next 3 or 4 like turn into a brick.
Well, all right, there is one that I want to try, and it's all right. So apparently, there's this this spicy chocolate, right?
How that guy is
Yeah,
so goofy.
yeah. Well, it's something Ferris. I can't. Brandon Ferris is his name. He did it, and I was telling her, I was like, I would totally do that. I really would. I mean, I don't necessarily want to deal with the ramifications. You know, a couple hours later, I think that'd suck real bad. But
All right, lava butt.
yeah, exactly. That's not something I'm really looking forward to. But I think it would be. I think it'd be
Catfish Cooley did some of the.
Oh, he did one of those
the
where
hot
he like.
ones.
He just eats, and he sits
This
in his
guy-
car and films himself and cries.
This,
What is it?
The guy is
He's-
as
It was
pasty-
hot chocolate.
He's
spicy
as
chocolate.
pasty
They have,
pale.
like, peppers in it or something?
Yeah, but he is as pasty pale as you can imagine
He's
a pasty
he's a
pale
ginger.
person
He's a
being.
little bitty guy,
and he can't handle any spice at all. Like black pepper is
makes him like
right.
sweat.
Okay, that's
he's,
a little-
He's eaten the super habanero ramen noodles, which was funny as hell. He ate this chocolate, which was also funny as hell.
And he does all this in his car, and he just sits and sweats and cries.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Well, he does it in his car because for, I don't know, a long time he lived in his car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where, and now
okay.
he just kind of
That's his
occasionally
thing, yeah.
films in his car.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's also this one that my lovely wife decided we should do, and it's the salt and ice challenge.
Yeah, that worked out well.
So for anybody for anybody that's listening, I think it's fair to tell you up front that my wife hates to lose. She will injure herself to keep from losing, and that's what happened. So me being the rational person that I am, when I start to feel pain that's just a little bit too much, I stop whatever I'm doing. So we had this piece of ice coated with salt in our hand. We're squeezing it, and I don't know how long it took, 30, 45 seconds before it got just insanely cold. And I was like, oh shit, that really hurts. fucking Amber is just holding this thing like she's on her way to Mordor.
Yeah, we're both like, ooh, 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 and then Chris is like, oh, I'm not losing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and that's where I
just
messed
throw
up.
my
I should have
hand
kept that to myself. Well, I lost. Or did I? Because I'm not the one that had freaking blisters on my hands when it was done.
Blisters.
They healed.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
She had, little...
I didn't have to go to the hospital.
and that's how we decide what winning is.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the loser now, bitch?
Okay, I take it back. I did do a challenge, though.
What?
When we did the Bean Boozled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Was that the nasty ass jelly beans?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I sat with vomit jelly bean in my mouth for a long time.
That's what it was. It was me and Taylor were on a team or whatever you want to call it, and every one that we got was just the most heinous thing. And she tried to pull that with me. She's like, well, I'm not going to swallow it. And I'm like, okay, look, if this is what we're doing, I've already passed the gag part. So if we just want to keep chewing on it, we'll be here till fucking tomorrow.
See, I had Laura, and we just kept looking at each other, going,
yeah.
and neither one of us was going to give in.
I looked out because I kept getting like popcorn and stuff like that until I got to the skunk.
Yeah, I got skunk, I got boogers, I got like rotten baby formula. I mean, just every nasty, horrible thing.
If you're going to have something bad, boogers are the way to go.
Yeah, just a little salty.
A little salty.
We learned that.
Me and Cody, ours were pretty easy. We'd start chewing and looking at each other like, yeah,
that rotten egg one was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, the rotten
egg. Vomit one.
The vomit. It was the smell. That was the one where I was crying.
That's what got me on.
That's the one where you were holding that cup, this little Dixie cup of all things, going.
But I didn't spit.
No.
The worst part was the smell in the house afterwards.
Oh my God!
It just hovered above the table.
And then every time you took a breath in through your nose, you just got the. Oh, it was terrible.
You got a miasma of skunk, rotten egg, vomit. What was the moldy
cheese?
Moldy cheese, yeah.
Dirty socks.
Grass clippings.
The dirty
grass clippings.
Grass clippings were that bad.
You drank one of those last night.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. The dirty sock or the grass clipping?
He had a grass clipping where the dirty sock
latte. Dirty sock latte.
There's also one, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but snorting condoms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would think...
That's not how you use that.
Yeah, well, that's probably what the problem is now. I don't know. Number one, who would think of that?
Yeah.
That's a twisted basket.
I mean, I've seen plenty of people do like noodles and string and something.
But who?
Condom?
But who watches somebody and says, "Well, I don't have any cooked noodles, but I got a 12-pack of condoms." I don't understand. And all right, so
I mean, are we getting to the point where it's going to be like, okay, guys, here's the new challenge. Take this dry cleaning bag, put it over your head.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, come on.
Survival
for the record, do not do that.
Yeah, no.
But we're not launching the new challenge.
But could you imagine the lubricant that's stuck in your sinuses? You can't just. Well, I guess if you're snorting a condom,
it depends. I mean, you
just
can
snort
get
like a pipe cleaner.
Yeah, I mean,
or
we
something.
talking
You can get the non-lubricated kind.
Oh, and the reservoir.
Rib, the rib. That probably inflame your nose a little bit.
I bet it's better than a neti pot, though.
Those things are
Oh my
awful.
God!
The French tickler.
They call that the sinus scraper.
The snickler.
All right, the throw-in sliced cheese on your kid thing. I know a lot of people are butthurt about that.
I think it's stupid.
I think it's
not
funny.
hurting anybody.
No. I mean, it's not like they're throwing a brick of cheese. That would be wrong.
If they're throwing, slices of cheese like on their dog's face or something, I think that's funny. But
Okay, well,
but the babies are just like my favorite babies are the ones that go snack.
my favorite are the ones that look at whoever did that like, what in the hell? Oh my God, it's great. I love it.
You tried to kill me.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Yeah, it's like they got, what the? Something happened. I mean, it's just, it's great.
I would have been the baby to grab it and just start munching.
Some of this stuff, though, I mean, come on, people. You got to use a little common sense.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If that sounds like it could be dangerous, it probably is.
Yeah, eating household chemicals is traditionally a bad idea.
Yeah.
Snorting condoms is always a bad. Oh my god! And then apparently there's one where you fill a condom up with water. Yeah, thank you for the raised eyebrow when I hesitated. Fill it up with water and then like throw it at people or something.
No, they dropped it over people's heads and then it would like.
Oh,
Give
it
them
would
a
like
concussion.
Would go around their face.
Yes.
Oh, that's
They would-
good.
Yeah, I actually saw one of those.
What now?
Yeah, they will fill
They
the
would
condom
fill
with
it with
water and then
Oh, I
drop it on
remember.
top of someone's head, and then the condom would just like wrap around their head and face.
And
I
leave
would
the little-
whip
and
someone's ass
and
when I got
leave
out
the
of
little
there.
thing sticking up. Yeah.
When I got out of that, I would whip your ass.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they were doing it voluntarily.
They might
it's
not
not.
have.
It's. I doubt it was like they're walking down the street and.
That's how I saw it play out. Like, doot, doot, doot,
No,
doot.
it's usually
Even though
somebody
that would
sitting
be
in the
funny as hell.
shower. Someone drops it on their head. Stupid.
Oh, I'd come out of there fighting. Like,
That'd be funny as shit, though. I mean, stupid, yes, but funny. And the planking.
yeah, I don't
really
have,
don't
I don't
see
have
the
the
point
core
of
for
that
that. So
Yeah,
that was a different danger.
When I was in the military, we called those Supermans, and you just did them during PT, and that was it. You know.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm working on a challenge, the extreme napping challenge.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like napping roulette. Take a nap right before dark, and when you wake up, who the hell knows what day it is? All right,
Anything goes.
so here's another thing that I want to talk about. And before we start, I want to preface it with, I do not agree with price fixing. I believe that free market capitalism is the best way to go 99% of the time. However, this particular area, I think, has just taken it too far, and that's pharmaceutical price gouging. You know, Amber got a prescription the other day for 30 pills. She is supposed to take them daily. These pills are $525, $525, something like that, a bottle.
Yeah, that's your price without insurance, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
that's ridiculous. And when we were talking about this last night, and someone and
I take that same prescription.
right, and I think it might have been you that said, you know, well, they've got to pay, or maybe one of the other people that was there, that said
They got to pay for the research.
you got to pay for the R&D and all that kind of stuff. Well, here's an idea. Maybe that CEO doesn't need $27 million a year. I mean, let's start there.
Well,
he could take a pay cut to $10 million a year, still be insanely.
Like, how much is enough?
Yeah, still be insanely. And I'm not saying I'm not a fan of the how much is enough philosophy until it starts affecting people. You know, if you're a real estate developer, like Donald Trump, that's how he made his money, was through real estate development. And he's worth however many billions of dollars. You've got a software company like Bill Gates, or the dude that owns Amazon, or, you know,
Right.
Wozniak and Steve Jobs' estate, and they're billions and billions and billions of dollars, and that's fine. Nobody needs that
right.
software.
When we're talking about medication that people need.
Exactly.
It's literally criminal. When I worked.
Well,
and
it's not literally criminal. It's ethically criminal.
Right. Well, this is true. It should literally.
Oh, I think so too. Because here is my thought, and I'll let you get back to your point in just a second. But I think that if a bottle of prescription X not ecstasy. If a bottle of prescription, whatever pills you have to take.
Where can I get a prescription?
Dr. Feelgood. If a bottle of whatever prescription you have cost $10 to make, there ought to be a cap on the charge.
Like a percentage cap.
Yeah, like you get to charge.
Because, I mean, I'm sure
you
there's
get to
drugs
charge
that cost more,
like
you know.
5 times what it costs to make. So if it costs $10 to make, the most you can charge without insurance is $50. Period. Because that's bullshit. This particular prescription cost, I'm sure, $5 to make.
If they
and they're
can't
going to
do
make
it for that, they need to change their practices.
Well, and they're going to try to make a 10,000% profit on each bottle. That's insane.
What makes me mad is people who need EpiPens to save their lives cannot afford to buy them.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have a drug addict on the street who has overdosed for the
Narcan.
10th time, and just pop them.
Oh, yeah. When I went to pick up my prescription for